I'm Sita and welcome back to Airship Dreams Unboxing. Last time we met Alistair, who shared 3 of his own items from home connected to airships, and he told us brilliant stories about each of them. They were super inspiring, and today we have a new collection to share with you. We're going to meet Giles Camplin, who, believe it or not, was the first person to build a British-built modern hot air balloon. It was called the Bristol Bell. He was also responsible for assisting with the building and designing of the airship for the film Chitty Chitty Bang Bang at the ripe age of 20 years old. And he made a flight in it himself. Here he is.
That is one of the things I wanted to show you.
Amazing.
Because I built that in Cardington sheds. In 1967, I built the airship for the film Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Everybody thinks it's a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang airship, but it isn't. The Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is the car. It's the flying car, is the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And it was built at Cardington, and it was the first time I went there. And of course, there were all the old men who were still there, who'd been flying on the big rigid airships. But, you know, I was only 20 years old. And we took it all down to Turville Heath in Buckinghamshire. And we had a farmer's field there, and we flew the airship a few times. That was my connection with Cardington, was that airship was built in number 2 shed in 1967. So there you are. Malcolm Brighton was the pilot and I was the engineer on the first flight.
What did it feel like? Can you remember the feeling when you flew it?
Yeah, it was really annoying because what we'd done in the shed, we'd done this sort of hops like that, from one end of the shed to the other, with the ground crew running along holding the ropes and making sure they're all slack, you see, so the ropes weren't doing any work. So when we got to this farmer's field, we did the same thing. It was a lovely August morning, misty and calm and no wind, because you don't want any wind with these things. And so we were doing the same, and we did about half a dozen of these runs, several hundred yards along, just sort of hopping up and hopping back, coming back down again, the crew catching us. And the crew were getting puffed. So they said, why don't we go and wait for you at the end of the field? And Malcolm said, yeah, okay, you go and wait at the end of the field and we will, you know, do a hop and then you catch us. So we did that and we just accelerated. And of course, what we hadn't realized was that the crew were actually doing some work. So when we got to the midpoint, instead of that, we just went that. So we went over their heads at about 150 feet, shouting, you know, catch the ropes. And they were going, we can't reach. And so we did a circuit round, by which time we were about 1,500 feet. So we just then got blown by the very gentle breeze higher up. And we just got blown into a neighboring valley and came down in a wood, very gently settled into the top of some trees. The second thing, which is not too heavy, is the scrapbook. Because in 1973, Anthony Smith, who was the founder of the British Balloon and Airship Club, and who I'd met earlier on with that airship, decided that he wanted to build an airship that worked properly. And so he built an airship which we called the Santos Dumont, and that was at Cardington, and that was flying. That's it, flying. If you can see that. And so again, we went to Cardington, had lots of adventures there through 73, 4, 5, yeah. So that was the second thing that I've got from Cardington. But that was where I got to know more about the people at Cardington. That was the airship, was articles and things about it. So that's my memory. So my third object is too heavy to pick up. And one of the things that was a lot of at Cardington always was weights. Because if you've got hydrogen and lift, you need a way of putting it, counteracting it. And what they have are these cast iron blocks, about the size of the old telephone book. And they weigh half a hundredweight, 56 pounds, which is 25 kilos each. And they're a block of iron, and they've got a hole in the middle with a bar, so you can put your hand in and pick it up by the bar. So very easy, and you can stack them flat. I've got some pictures of them. I can't really pick them up at the moment because they're very heavy, but also because my cat's using them to get in and out of a cat flap at the moment. So I've got them, the two of them, and they came from Cardington. And I don't know whether they're the only ones that survived or whether there's any more around, but those are my memories from Cardington.
What brilliant objects and stories. It was so good to hear from Giles. And now I'd like to hear from you. What objects do you have at home connected to airships, Bedford and the Cardington sheds? Do you have any friends or relatives who might have a memory to share? I would really love to speak with you. Send me an email, hello@airshipdreams.com, or tag me on Twitter and Instagram using the hashtag #AirshipDreams. For more information, just head to our website, airshipdreams.com, and we can't wait to connect and share with you. Keep airship dreaming, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!